Hi, Julie Torrance here. I've got a desk full and we're going to have some fun. But first, I want to dedicate this video to Gayle Agostinelli. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. Let's get started. So today, I want to make some tags. But these are going to be a flip tag and they're going to be a little bit the same of some things we've made together and a little bit different. I've got a 12 by 12. And it's white on one side. And I want to fold this in half. Now, maybe you don't have one of these scoring boards. I'm right here at the 6 for my 12 by 12. And I'm just running it right down the path. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a ruler and a bone folder or any other number of ways to get a nice crisp fold. I am not good at a nice crisp fold. I wish I was, but I'm not. So I've got my fold. This is going to be the inside. And now I'm looking for that fold. And there she is. Okay. Now, of course, I'm looking for my other bone folder. I don't see it. So what do you do when you don't have a bone folder? Get something like a ruler and just give it a good press, because that gets all the fibers to line up for you. Okay, so we are going to make 4 on here, 4 tags. Now, if you've been with me, you've made some paper dolls with me, and that's what these are going to be like. So I'm just grabbing a pencil, and to start out, I want to make 4 dolls. So I'm going to I'm just eyeballing this. That's about the middle, about the middle, about the middle. If they're not exact, that's totally fine. And I'm going to get my 4 heads on here, and I'm going to leave a little space for their hair. So I'm just going to make some basic ovals. They are not all going to be the same, and that's totally fine. Just get 4 ovals on here to represent heads. That just helps me to have a guideline, and these lines help me to gauge just about where my cuts are going to be. I've got some doily. Will I use it? I don't know. And then this is the results from my last video where we decorated up some scraps and we threw them in the box. I want to pick out mostly the blues colors because I'm getting this ready to make a journal that's going to be kind of the colors of the sea. And I wanted to make some ephemera to go with that. So I'm just pulling out the blues and the purples. Now you use whatever colors you want. If you don't have papers like this, then you can just use something like magazine scraps or whatever leftover scraps that you happen to have. I seem to be a little bit heavier on the purple. I want to see if I just flip this over so I could hopefully find a few more pieces that are in the blue-green kind of color way. And, you know, there's going to be some other colors in this, but I'm just to get me started here, I'm pulling out. I think I see a couple more here. Okay, that's a good start. So, why Gayle? First thing I'm going to do is I am going to be covering these lines because when I cut, I don't want a piece that's just barely on the edge. I want those places more covered. Okay, why Gayle? Well, Gayle, I've been watching her videos for literally years, and she puts out a video or 2 every day. That's not easy, but it's comforting, it's reassuring, And as most of you know, I've been sick for, well, honestly, mostly since Christmas. And I've eked out a few videos here and there, but it hasn't been easy, but it's been the highlights of during this time that I've not been well. And I am just so grateful that I was able to do it. But through all of this, I always knew whatever the night bring for me, whatever the day was going to bring, whatever the doctors had to say, I had a video waiting for me from Gayle. And it means a lot. Now, was she doing it just for me? Of course not. But it was so reassuring that I was going to have that good news that Gayle was going to be there. And I was looking forward to it. Truly. Okay. Let's put that one over here. So, Gayle, this is for you. The other reason why I picked this project was because I'm hoping that Gayle, hi Gayle, I hope that she is able to have some time to maybe glance at this video. I don't think it's a project that she's done. I know I have not seen her do something like this. And we're all of us are looking for different ways to get our ephemera stash filled up. So maybe, Gayle, you'll find that this is a project you might want to consider. I hope so. So you can see I'm filling both or all 4 spaces, but I really want to get these lines first. Now, you don't have to do it this way. I just know there's been too many times that my cutting skills, for whatever reason, I end up right where I don't need to be. And so I just want to not cut and then leave a little flippity floppity space because it's right along that edge. So this is book page, and I've got some notebook style paper in here, and I've got some coffee filters in here. So it's a variety, that's for sure. Change over my glue sheet here. So what is on your desk? I hope that you are doing well. And I am feeling like I am doing well, finally. And I just hope I'm on the top side of this little fiasco that I've been involved in. I mean, ultimately, I'll be fine. It's just sometimes physicians have to try this, that, and the other thing. And if what they're trying doesn't work, sometimes it not only doesn't work, but it makes you worse. But no fault, just Julie trying to get better. And I am better. Pieces are overlapping, which is fine. I am not folding these over. They're going to be trimmed, the ones that are falling off the edges. I can tell you right now, I'm enjoying this color group. I think it's really pretty. And there's a lot of shimmer going on, which I love. And I think it lends itself to a kind of a nautical ocean, lake, water kind of a feel. Sparkling, don't you think? I'm using some bigger pieces and I'm using some smaller pieces. But I think they're going to be cool. Yeah, they're coming along. I want to thank all of you who have been sending me well wishes, or where have you been, or I hope everything's okay. It means a lot. It really does. Even when I haven't been as well as I would like to be, to get a decent response out to everyone. And during this time, I've gained a few subscribers. I've lost a few subscribers. It's all right. Nothing that could be helped. Things always work out. Now, these women, let's get a pencil back again. These women are going to have throats. So I'm going to put those in now. And then shoulders. And it's fine if I go like above their shoulders, but I don't want to get way up into their hair. And I mean, if you do these the way that you want, you're going to see the final product, and then you would make adjustments so that the project is comfortable to you. You may say, well, these are kind of thick necks. Yeah. And that's because I don't want that to be a weak spot as we're cutting. And that's why their hair is even going to come out to their shoulders, so that their necks aren't flippy floppy. And when we get to that part of the project, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. All right, I've got just a few little white spots that I want to cover up here before I forget about them. These coffee filters take the ink, spray inks so well. And as I say, they're strong enough that I can really easily put them down with glue stick. And the tissue papers that I've had, they've just been a little too fragile for that. They've even been too fragile to really use a lot of spray inks on. So I think the coffee filters are just not a little, they're a lot more robust. And they can just handle a little bit better what I'm throwing at them. Let's get this one in this area. So yes, I've been doctoring. I've been chasing appointments. And it really feels good that I feel like I can say, yeah, we're getting somewhere here. Okay. Well, this is awfully square. Maybe that would be a good spot for that one. So how many of you that are watching with me make journals, junk journals, art journals, things like that, where and I'm talking about making them, sewing them, pulling them together. I am very, very new. I've put together from start to finish only about, I don't know, 3 or 4. That might even be an exaggeration. But I enjoy it. I enjoy learning the process. And I enjoy all the different parts of it. The cover making, the ephemera making, the collage of it, just all of that. Now, I felt like I had the perfect spot for this. Does anyone remember where that was? Some place where white was bothering me. Well, we'll put it here. That's how quick my memory can be sometimes. All right. I feel like I'm getting a nice variety of purple to blue. This might be a really nice place for that. Ooh, the other side's even sparklier. Yeah, that'll work nice. And we've got a little place right there that we can add a little purple. So those of you that make journals, what inspires you for your subject, your topic, your theme of what you're creating? For me, so far, it's either been someone that I have in my mind that I want to share a journal with. I mean, I'm certainly not putting anything up on Etsy, you know, my first few attempts, because that's what they are. They're attempts, but can't say that they're roaring successes. But that's okay. You know, we all got to start somewhere. Okay. Getting pretty close here. I feel like this one could use just a little bit more that direction. This one needs more up here. I think that will be a good one. Now this journal that I've got in mind, that I want at least one or two of these paper dolls. I want, I'm doing it because I was gifted just some beautiful papers that are in this blue theme, and there was a few, I don't know, what would you call them, like illustrations of some nautical theme things, compass rose and some birds. I wouldn't necessarily say they were seagulls, but just the things that made me think of the lakes and the water and that kind of thing. Got just a little space. Now you can do this with washi. Washi tape makes beautiful paper dolls. Also, you can use magazine scraps. I have a video out where I'm making a similar project, and I've used all kinds of strips, all strip scraps, and the clothes were stripes going this way. One of them, I just took some of the really cool patterns from a fashion magazine and used that to create their gowns. So the sky's the limit. It's just wherever your imagination takes you, wherever your scraps inspire you, go for it. Okay, these three look good. I think this one could use just a tad more. Now, will all four of these go in the same journal? I doubt it. I think that would be just too much repetition. But they're kind of like tags. You can utilize them so many ways. Okay, I like that. Just a little piece right here. I've got this little piece, but it just has like almost no color. Just looking for... This is different. Let's take this. Okay. All right, now we've got that much done. Next comes the part that a lot of people dread, but don't dread it. Don't dread it. All right, and that's some drawing. I want you to think simple. I want you to think not difficult. And I'm going to start over here with this girl. And I hope you can see good. And let's get, and now I'm just going to be putting just suggestions like that. I'll put her eye in. Okay. Like I said, we're not going complicated, and we can always zhuzh them up a little bit. But I just want to get some landmarks of a face. All right, and now some hair. Now this is where we're going to make the throats join the clothes a little bit. So I'm just going to start with some curls. Scribbly old curls. Give her a little fringe. And there she goes. And yes, I'm drawing right onto to her little gown here. Good. And this one, maybe she's got some bangs like this. And now I'm just going to give her like this. But see, I just want their hair to cover their throats so that when I'm cutting it out, it's not such a weak spot. And I'm not making little baby stray hairs coming out, because who wants to try to fussy cut that? You know, it's just too hard. All right, there's two. And maybe this one's got all kinds of little short hair. It's real pretty short, little short strokes here. And however you do it, it's fine. There we go. All right. And one more. She looks a little bit more serious to me. Well, let's see. I'm just filling it in. And we'll get some color on them. Okay. All right. So there are our 4 girls. There's their little faces. Now, I'm going to bring their hair up a little bit more, because here's our hinge. So I want their hair to involve that hinge. So I'm going to bring this up just a little more. And hey, they're in the wind of the sea. This one's saying, "Oh, Julie, give me a hairbrush." You look fine, darling. You look just fine. She's got one of those puffy 60s kind of looks. See, I don't think that ruined them. No. They look great. Okay. Next is the scissors. So I am just going to go ahead and divide these up into the 4 now. And if my scissor line isn't straight, it does not matter. Okay, one at a time. Here she is. Let's get the lid on the glue. Okay, Gayle, are you still with me? You can do this. We all can. Now, I don't want to make this hinge too narrow. So, there we go. And now to her shoulder and down. Okay, I'm going to come up this way. Now to her hair. And there. Now I'm going to give this bottom a trim. And why this didn't match up as I was cutting, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to trim it up. And here's number 1. And see? There's a tag. Okay, let's get another one. Aren't these fun? I'm having a blast. Okay, frizzy hair girl. You've made my day, darling. Okay. Oh, let's trim up her hem. There's our number 2 tag. And here comes number 3. Aren't these fun little flip up tags? And you can do so much with these. The hem. There's number 3. They're going to need to be under a book a little bit because the wet from the glue stick has warped the fronts. That's okay. Don't let that worry you. Okay. How's her hem? All right. Well, there they are. So, are they done? No. I'm grabbing the old Poscas. Oh, and they're falling. That's okay. And, sorry, I'm reaching for a dropped one. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to give them a little bit of color. I am not going to try to, like, just completely get rid of the white. No. So with this one, I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow to her hair. Isn't that fun? Good. Okay. And then I'm going to add some green eyes. And then I'm going to give her just a touch of some lipstick. Like that. Now I'm going to fill these in just a little bit more, but let's let that much dry. Okay, let's get some pink for this girl. And I'm just giving her a little lip color. And she's going to have some gray eyes. And I'm going to give her a little hair color. Let's see. Orange? Why not? In her bouffant. Okay. And our little curly girl, we'll make her a redhead. Here's where you can fill in if you felt like at the hinge or somewhere that you had just not quite enough of the white filled in. Little blue eyes. And some lip color. Like that. And like I said, we'll fill it in a minute. A little bit more. All right. Little pink lip color. And some blue eyes. And her hair color can be, I think we did orange, right? Yeah. Let's give her brown. Just like that. This one has one eye, an awful lot smaller than the other. So I'm just going to bring that out a touch. Okay, now let's take a look. Let's get rid of the Poscas. And we can, there we go, that's okay. Now I'm just going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to give just a tiny bit more detail. So we'll start with her. And I'm just going to bring around her smile. I'm going to give her a few eyelashes. I already gave her a few eyebrows. And I'm going to fill in the little throat lines and the chin line. There she is. This one, kind of the same thing. Fill this part in, her throat and her neck. And I'm going to give her a cute little mouth like that. There she is. And some little eyebrows. Okay. Those two. And you, my dear. There's her sweet smile. And your throat. Okay. And you, darling. And she's just happy, happy. There. Now, I will try holding these up just a little bit so that you can kind of see the faces. Can you see them? That I did not put a huge amount of crazy detail. Okay, one more step. Now, I'm just going to get rid of some scraps and things because you get so much going on your desk that it just becomes distracting and you just can't hardly think about what you're trying to do. Now, I'm going to give each of these girls a pocket. So I'm going back to my scraps and I'm going to get some of the other color. So the orange, like this. Is that orangey enough? Let's see. I think so. I think so. Okay. So they're going to have little pockets that you'll be able to tuck a little something into their pocket if you want. Maybe a little secret. How about that, huh? Okay. So I'm going to cut. I'm just cutting a U shape. Now this may be too big, but that's okay. And I'm just leaving that rough area. Look, isn't that cute? Okay. Now pocket, right? So I want to be able, I'm using art glitter glue. I want to be able to put, I'm doing it like Gayle taught me. I'm putting my thumb where I don't want glue. I'm not going all the way to the tippy top. I'm just going that far. But you can see that I've left a little space at the top. And there's her pocket. I've got a paper towel. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my mechanical pencil, but I'm wheeling in the lead. And I just want to give that just a little opening. And remember, I didn't put glue all the way to this edge, but I do want a person to be able to tuck a little something in there. Okay, there's one. Another pocket, and they don't all have to be the same. I'm not going to make all mine the same. What I was thinking is kind of like a middle pocket, like you might have on a like a hoodie. Let's do that. How do those go? Well, they start out as a rectangle, so let's just cut out a rectangle. And then I think I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to just cut this corner off like that. And then square it up. And there's going to be her pocket that something can tuck in. So this is the top of the pocket. I'm not going to do the angle. I'm just going to do the straight parts of the rectangle here. And there's her big old hoodie pocket. And I'm going to do the same thing with that mechanical pencil, but I'm just going to give it a little nudge here so that we can tuck something in. Okay, there's two. Now, what about this girl? She could have a little heart-shaped pocket. How about that? I'm going to fold this in half. Try. And like that? Sure. Now I'm going to put the glue. I guess these might be more like tucks. But you got little piece of ephemera or something that you can just hide in there. A little I love you message. Let's get the... All right. Okay. And last one. She could just have a rectangle pocket. And I can leave the rough edge. Okay. Again, I'm not going all the way to the tippy top. You know, Gayle, you've got those beautiful words that you have stamped. You could just tuck one of your little words in there. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? I have another idea about this one. Okay, I'm just going to turn this over like a little cuff. Just like that. And I'm just going to give it a couple of dots of glue. Okay. Now, so here's the girl. She's got a little tuck pocket. And then in here you could put, well, someone could just journal in here. Or you could put one of those little notepads where you've got extra papers for writing, a little secret message. And then she can just tuck right into a pocket. So we've got her. Can you see her shimmer? I'm just going to tip her a little bit. And I hope you can kind of see her shimmer. And we've got her with her little heart pocket. And we've got her. I like her. And we've got her. They're all a little shimmery. They're all in the blue and purpley family. Yet, like I said, there's other color. So if you've been with me this long, I hope that you consider liking and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, today's a great day to do it. And I hope I get to see you again in another video. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye now.